Hey there guys, welcome back to your video notes. A couple of video notes reminders. Make sure you use a color or a highlighter when I use colors. You can use pens for notes. Pause video when you needed. You control the pace. Complete everything. Listen and watch. This is very important. Alright, so this is video notes number 1. Solving variables on both sides. We will solve equations and inequalities where there are variables on both sides. Your essential question: what are the extra steps when solving with variables on both sides compared to solving a two-step equation or a two-step problem? Again, feel free to pause. Alright, so here's our first example. Okay, now here are the steps on the left-hand side. If you notice, let's say simplify, and then it has two words underneath it, which is distribute and combine like terms. So we'll be looking at the problem. This is an inequality. It's an inequality because it has an inequality. All right, so draw your line. I'm going to draw my line so you can understand the left side and the right side. All right. So, do we need to distribute? Do you see parentheses in this problem? And the answer is no, we do not need to distribute, so we're all good. Okay, do I need to combine like terms? And the answer is yes. On the right-hand side, I got these constants. These constants need to be combined. They need to be put together. Okay, so when I combine them, my new problem changes to negative 4x less than negative 9x minus 10. Okay, so those two things are combined. All right, so now we're done. We're done simplifying. Now we can begin the solving part. The solving part is move the small variable to the other side. So we have negative 4x and negative 9x. And some of you usually have some trouble. So let's make a number line. Here's 0. Negative 4 would be right there, and negative 9 would be right there. So technically speaking, this is the small one. This is the smallest number. So we're going to move negative 9 to the left. Now, again, when we move things across, we need to do the inverse. So this is a negative 9, so we will be adding 9x. To both sides. Draw our line. That cancels. Alright, so negative 4 plus 9x. So that will give us positive 5x. Bring down what's left. And we're left with this. Do we need to move constants to the other side? Well, they're already on the other side, so we're good to go. So this 5 has been multiplied. So all we need to do is divide by the inverse, which is dividing by 5. So we're going to do x is less than negative 2. And we're finished. Okay, let's look at example 2. Now I want you to look at the instructions. Find the value of x that makes the equation true. Okay, this is how you're tested. And what it really means is just solve. Okay, you need to make sure you solve. Okay, all right, so let's go through the steps. We need to simplify first. Do I need to distribute? Do you see any parentheses? And the answer is no. Do I need to combine like terms? Well, let's draw a line. Let's see, that's a variable, that's a constant. Variable, constant. So there's nothing there. There's no terms that are the same on the left side or the right side. So we're good to go. All right, so now let's go on to the solving. Move the small variable to the other side. All right, so we have a 2x and a 4x. The smallest variable would be 2x. So it is positive, so I will be subtracting 2x. Okay, so cancels, bring down your 8. We get 2x minus 4. All right, so we did this step right here. Check. All right, next thing, constants to the opposite side of the variable. So since I moved my variable to the right, that means this constant needs to go to the left, okay? So since it's negative, I will be adding 4, and I'll add 4 to the left. That side cancels. 2x equals 8 plus 4 is 12, and then the inverse of multiplication is division, so x equals 6. Now technically speaking, this is backwards for us, and we can switch it around, either or, okay? You could write it like this or write it like that. For an equal sign, it really doesn't matter, okay? All right, let's look at their example number 3. All right, so let's go. Simplify. Do I need to distribute? Again, distribution is when you see some parentheses. All right, do we see some parentheses? Oh, yes, we do, right? Now, before I continue, let's make sure. This is a variable, constant, variable, variable, and a constant. So see, as you can see, there's lots going on. So I'm going to need to distribute first. Now, remember, right here, there is an understood number. There's a number 1. We are going to distribute. We're going to multiply that, okay? I'm going to bring everything down. Bring everything down. And then I'm going to distribute. Negative 1 times a is negative 1a. Negative 1 times a positive 4 becomes a negative 4. Okay? So now, again, look at the right-hand side. This is a variable, this is a variable, this is a constant. So my like terms, when I talk about like terms, are things that are the same, right? So I need to combine those. I need to put those together. So I'll bring down the left side again. 4a minus 1a gives us 3a. And now we're left with variable, constant, variable, constant. All right, so now we can begin to solve. Again, our step is to move the smallest variable to the other side. Okay, so we got 2a and a 3a. So I believe 2a is the smallest. So I'm going to move it to the right side. Okay, cancel. Negative 8 greater than 1a minus 4. All right, so we've done that step. Next is to constants to the opposite side of the variable. So this is a variable, this is a constant. So this guy needs to come over to the other side. So to get rid of this guy, cancel this guy out, we're going to add 4 because it's the inverse. And we're going to add 4 to the other side. So we end up with negative 4 greater than or equal to 1a. Now technically we're done right here, because to divide by 1 doesn't do anything, right? So this is the answer. But however, remember we talked about being backwards. For an inequality, for us to make it sense, let's switch it around. I'm put a on the left. Now since it's backwards, this symbol is also backwards. So it's pointing to the left, and then negative 4. Okay, and there is your solution. All right, so you got some U tries. Please try to complete number 1 and then complete number 2. And then don't forget to do your summary. Okay, summaries are worth 30 points, so make sure you answer all your questions. All right, that's it. We'll see you in class. Have a great weekend.